Let me ask you something you've probably never asked yourself. What if the reason you're not successful isn't because you're lazy, or unlucky, or untalented, but because you've never committed to just one goal, one direction, one path, one obsession? Because most people don't fail for lack of effort. They fail because they scatter their energy across too many things and end up going nowhere. This is the story of a young man who learned the simplest, most powerful truth about success, not from a book, not from a coach, but from walking a dog. And by the end of this video, you'll realize you've been living your life like that dog too, without even knowing it. Once, in a small town, lived a young man deeply troubled by failure. He had been trying relentlessly to achieve financial freedom, working day and night, pouring his soul into hard work. But every time he tried, he failed. Success remained just out of reach. Frustrated, disheartened, and on the verge of giving up, he heard of a wise old Buddhist monk who lived in a small cottage on the outskirts of the town. People said the monk had answers, not in words, but in presence. One cold morning, the young man walked miles to meet him. When he reached, he bowed and said, "Master, I'm discouraged. I've worked hard, given my all, but I've found no success. Please, guide me." The monk listened quietly. Then, after a moment's pause, he said, "I will answer your question. But first, would you take my dog for a walk?" The young man was confused, but nodded. Of course. He took the leash and left. 30 minutes later, he returned. He looked surprisingly fresh, but the dog, it was panting heavily, its tongue hanging, exhausted. The monk smiled gently and asked, "Why do you look so refreshed, and my dog so tired?" The young man replied, "Master, we walked the same path, but I walked straight. Your dog chased after every other dog it saw. It kept running off, then circling back to me, again and again." The monk nodded. "And now, you have your answer, you see." The monk continued, "You asked why success evades you, and the answer lies in your own journey. You are like my dog. You chase after every shiny thing that catches your eye. New goals, new strategies, new next big ideas. And while you do run, you never move forward. That's why you feel exhausted. Why you feel stuck. Because you're always running, but never walking your own path." He paused. "If you want success, choose one goal, one clear destination, and walk without chasing distractions." It sounds simple, but this truth is devastatingly accurate. Most people don't stick to anything long enough to see it bloom. They chase one goal, then another, always hoping the next thing will be easier, faster, more exciting. But in chasing everything, they catch nothing. Let's talk about you. How many times have you started something with excitement, only to abandon it halfway when it got hard, or boring, or slow? How many times have you compared yourself to others and thought, maybe I should do what they are doing? That's dog thinking. Every time you shift focus, every time you start over, you drain your progress. It's like digging 10 shallow holes instead of one deep well. You're exhausted and still, you're thirsty. Success doesn't come from hype. It comes from depth. And depth requires consistency, clarity, direction. Ask yourself, what would your life look like if, 12 months ago, you had committed to one thing and stayed on course? That's the power of singular focus, and that's what most people will never do. All great things are built on one idea. Steve Jobs didn't try to be everything. He obsessed over making Apple products great. Elon Musk focuses obsessively, one company at a time. Oprah. She built an empire around communication. One lane, deep focus. They didn't scatter, they didn't chase trends. They picked a direction and went all in. That's the difference. Your energy, when scattered, is weak, like a flashlight in the fog, but when focused, it becomes a laser. It cuts through everything, and that's what your life can become. If you pick one goal and pour everything into it, don't chase 10 dreams. Chase one so hard, it wakes you up at night. You can't ride 2 boats at the same time. Try and you'll fall, every time. And yet, that's what most people do with their goals. A YouTube channel here, a crypto side hustle there, a fitness goal, a book idea, a podcast dream, but none of them reached completion because you're spread too thin. Want to grow? Be like the bamboo tree. It grows underground for 5 years, nothing visible. Then suddenly, in the 6th year, it shoots up 90 feet. In 6 weeks, it didn't happen overnight. It happened because it stayed rooted, and you must too. Pick your path. Walk it, quietly. Every day. Forget what everyone else is doing. Your success doesn't depend on comparison. It depends on completion. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more finishers. People who say, "This is my goal," and stick to it. People who show up, even when it's not exciting, even when no one's watching. People who build in silence until the world can't ignore what they've created. You don't need motivation, you need clarity. You don't need more options. You need conviction. Make a vow, right now. I choose my path. I commit to one goal. I will walk it, no matter how long it takes. I will not be distracted. I will not quit. I will focus. I will build. I will become. Write it, say it, live it. And when you do, your life will change in ways you never imagined. Because the truth is simple. Success doesn't belong to the loudest. It belongs to the most focused. Choose your goal and don't look back.